On tip number 8 of 14 tips for a struggling marriage. Number 8 is allow each other to be. If you've been married for some time, hopefully by now you've learned that your spouse is who they are and they're pretty much not changing that. You married them this way. As intuitive as it sounds, many still resist and lament this. Just because you can't imagine how he can be perfectly content staying home and puttering around on weekends. Hello, introvert. While you are desperate to mask up and see people. Hello, extrovert. I'm suggesting you'll both find much more peace together if you relax and let the other be allowed to be. In other words, to be who they are. Quit judging them. Quit hoping they'll change someday. Quit being irritated by those things that are different than you. They're not right or wrong. They're just different. Think back to the day you were married. How did you feel about your partner? If you're like many couples, you are possibly smitten, filled with the exuberance and the high of love drugs being released in your bodies in the form of hormones and chemicals to secure the attachment and bond between you. If you asked for a list of the things you loved about him or her, it would have likely been long, flowery, and even filled with some qualities you wish you had yourself. You might even have thought that your differences were cute. It's no mistake people are often attracted to their opposite. Funny how often that becomes an irritant later on, that some of the things that attracted you to your lovely husband or wife are now the things that drive you up the wall. What's up with that? It felt so good to partner up with someone who complimented you, who perhaps encouraged you to come out of your shell by their extroversion, or to be more free-spirited to counter your controlled way of walking through life. And they wanted a little more of what you had. Perfect, right? No. This is because some of the opposite qualities between partners that initially were found to be so delightful, later on become a thorn in the side. The message to each other now being, why can't you be more like me? What often starts off as attraction to your opposite can end up wishing this wasn't the case. This is common and totally normal. Normal doesn't mean healthy, but it is normal. And the things we think are so wonderful can end up being annoying, but what you want to avoid is getting into a nitpicking and critical stance toward your partner. What would it be like if you allowed your spouse to be? This is the person you married, and you love those things about them at one time. Why is it fair to ask them to change now? It really isn't. If you find yourself easily annoyed at your spouse for their behavior, ask yourself if they've always been like this. Were they this way when you married them? What's changed about you that it's no longer okay? Is this your issue or theirs? Couples who allow each other the space to be are inherently set up to be more at ease, comfortable in their own skin, and with less shame. Emotional safety is often higher as they have accepted each other. They may still get irritated with each other's behavior at times, but they pick their battles and they leave out the issues around aspects of personality and who they each are fundamentally. Real acceptance of each other is a powerful marriage strength. Step back, breathe, and allow each other to be who you are. That was from thrivingmarriages.com. 14 tips for a struggling marriage.